Hello, I'm James Heaney, and today I'm gathered with Jonas Mattesson. He's a senior environment artist. I want to roll that into environmentalist, like you're some sort of Greenpeace soldier.
Yeah.
Say hello.
Hello there. Hey.
So I got a chance to play quite a bit of The Witcher 3 today, and I got to say there was a lot of improvements that I really enjoyed coming from The Witcher 2. I recently was just trying to plow through the game, and I was pretty frustrated with the way that the UI was working in The Witcher 2. Do you want to get into any of the things that have changed with the UI in The Witcher 3?
Well, we listened to our fans, and a lot of feedback we got about concerning The Witcher 2 was the UI, the combat, and we really took it on board. So when we set out to create The Witcher 3, we wanted to make sure it was as accessible as possible. So when you start up the game, it will be easy to get into, easy to learn, hard to master, because that's the perfect solution.
The Witcher 2 is hard to learn, hard to master. I mean, it was difficult. I didn't get to play today with the PC. Typically, I like using the mouse and keyboard, but I found the controls in Witcher 2, the combat wasn't, I wasn't good at the combat with mouse and keyboard, but I was good at it with the controller, but I couldn't do the user interface. What is the combat like with mouse and keyboard? Do you still suggest players using a controller pad?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if that's their choice of weapon, so to speak, it's absolutely fine. Personally, I prefer gamepad, but that's just how I prefer it. But mouse and keyboard is absolutely fine.
Yeah, I like the fact that now I can navigate I was constantly unequipping things in the previous game, and I had no problems today using equipping armor, doing alchemy. That seemed to be straightened out quite a bit. And another thing that I think is going to be appreciated by a lot of people is the save system. I'm hitting all the things that I think are a little boring at first: save systems, user interface. But do you want to get into the choices that you made with the save system?
Well, we wanted to because it's an open world, so we have to make sure that the player doesn't get punished when killed. So the autosave is fairly regular, or with important quest triggers. So if you happen to die, you won't lose much progress. And that's our philosophy. We don't want to punish the player for dying.
And I felt very punished in The Witcher 2 because I was using the gamepad. I didn't have my autosave finger up there. And another thing, getting a little bit more into the gameplay and the technical aspect of it, the level design. When you're traveling in the world, it's very different. I fell off of cliffs and I died. That wasn't possible in The Witcher 2, but it allows for a much more realistic feeling. Do you want to say anything about the levels? Not the levels, the worlds, like traveling on the cliffs and whatnots.
Yeah, well, now because we have an open world, we didn't want to limit Geralt to not traverse it properly, so he can climb up, jump, and so fully explore the landscape. But for us, especially level designers and artists, it allowed us to really go at it and create not only a horizontal interesting landscape, but vertical landscape as well. So there's a lot of climbing and stuff later on in the game. You can explore mountains and caves and mountains and so on. So for us, it's almost unleashed us to like really create this huge variety landscape that you can really sink your teeth in and fully explore.
Yeah, it feels much more realistic. I was frustrated when I would try to step down maybe a 2-foot cliff in Witcher 2, and it's like, no, you gotta walk around it. And now you can fall, and I actually was testing it like right at the beginning. You can jump right off a cliff and go straight to your doom.
Well, yeah, of course, because if you jump off a cliff, you die.
It's news to me. And the whole traveling of the game is very different. We have fast travels now. There's a horse that's included. But what I really enjoyed about the horse was not only can you ride it, but you also have the ability for it to auto-track roads. What was the decision to make that the case?
Well, for us, it was having a smooth experience with the horse to make sure when the player gets on, because a horse is its own creature as well, so it's kind of like it thinks on its own, like you have it on a track, it will follow the track. It will continue to follow the track. So it makes for a smoother riding experience. We don't want it to be a challenge to ride the horse. We want it to be just another way of traveling. So that's why we did it like that.
And the combat is similar but different. There is no longer just the regular rolls. So now, which took me a long time to get. I've been playing a lot of The Witcher 2 lately, and the system now is where you tap the roll button and you backstep. But if you hold the roll button, you're able to. I shouldn't call it the roll button, but if you hold that button, you then roll out of combat. What is is there frames where you're invincible in that?
No, I think you can always, the combat is much more dynamic. You can always be hit. You just have to time it properly to dodge out of the way. So you have to be, the dynamic is much more fluid than it was before, much more accessible, and it was important for us to make it that way.
Yeah, I do feel like the combat is better. I liked the combat of The Witcher 2. I feel like it's going a little bit more towards Dark Souls. It's odd that I feel it's a little less forgiving. One thing that killed me like a son of a bitch was the dogs. You get one dog and you're like, I'll hit it, and you just get surrounded. I'm having a problem when I'm playing The Witcher 3 of trying to escape this combat. Is that something that is intentional?
Oh, we're still balancing the game, of course, so there might be a few changes here and there, but you see a wolf never travels alone. Wolf pack. So either you get your bombs out or put a couple of combat signs, trying to trap them, use tactics. Often you find in The Witcher, the Wild Hunt, the combat, you always have to apply a tactical thinking. What opponent am I facing? Oh, it's Wolf. Wolf will try and surround me. They will try and attack me from behind, because that's what Wolf does. So you have to be quick on your feet, like dodge, attack, bomb, trap, and if they're overpowering, just leg it, run. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in that, and running away and live to see another day.
So I totally agree, but I was struggling moving between the combat mode of Geralt and the Geralt. I was having a hard time going from combat to being able to run, because I felt like I kept getting locked onto these. It's probably a personal problem.
Maybe. No, it's the combat is hard, definitely. It's challenging, but you can always run away from combat. Always. You just have to, get out of the action. Try and, you can always block, and then wait for them to attack. And when they attack, and they stagger back a bit, you dodge and you run for your life, and then you can meditate and regenerate and maybe come back and try and kill them in a different manner if the wolves are still there.
Now, in the previous Witcher series, I feel like a lot of what the story is based on is kind of racism and the different races that are being kind of put down beneath the human level. That's not what was coming across, and I know I didn't get to see a full representation of the game, but what would you think is the theme of The Witcher 3?
Oh, racism on that subject, it still exists, of course, and humans don't trust non-humans, as they call, dwarves, elves, and also witchers, because witchers, they have these mutations, right? So they're not quite humans, so they're not trusted either, and disliked by the people. And the general theme of the Witcher Wild Hunt is that the world is in chaos. It's a war going on. People are trying to survive on a day-to-day basis, and Geralt is looking for this child of prophecy, Ciri, who is he kind of has this father-daughter relationship with. Because witchers are sterile, right? They can't have babies, and he found her when she was young, and he kind of raised her for a few years. So he sees her as she's someone very dear to him, and she's extremely powerful. This girl, she has enormous powers that can be the key to saving the world, and both kings and other powerful forces like the Wild Hunt, which is this force that exists beyond the veil, wants to use her for their own purpose. So he wants to find her and as a father, to keep her safe. So this is the main theme. He wants to find her.
So it almost kind of sounds like a father-daughter type thing, and also an arms race in the world that's going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's like everything just coming to this point. It's a race against time, really.
Cool. Another question I have is about mod support. Have you guys announced whether or not you will have mod tools or mod support?
I think it's too early to say. We released mod support for Witcher 2, kind of testing the grounds to see what the response was for that. I would say that it's possible.
How do you feel about the mod community with The Witcher 2? I was browsing it a little, and it looks great. I don't see much. I don't see a lot of like story content in the mods. It's much more user interface mods, combat mods, things like that. Is that the community you guys were looking for, or what do you expect in the future of the modding community?
Well,
that's a loaded question. I apologize.
It's okay. It's okay. No, it's up to the modding community because we just present the tools and allow them to create the content they want to. If they want to create story content, great. If they want to create a Santa Claus mod, why not? If they want to do that, it's totally okay. Because the modding is all about having fun and creating content that you want to have in your game. Either it be like combat rebalance or a story or some crazy outfits. It's totally okay. We love seeing that stuff. And we'll just have to see what the future holds.
And can I ask what the hang-up was? Why have we been pushing The Witcher 3's release? Has there been any specific problems? Is it working with the release at the same time of consoles?
No. This is we just want to make sure that we release a game that's finished, not nearly finished. So something that we have fixed all the little annoying bugs and things that are really annoying. We want to make sure that it's as good as it can possibly get. A game is never finished. We can work 20 years on this, and because as an artist especially, you can always continue tweaking something forever. But we're confident with if we release the game 19th of May, it'll be a really good game experience for people, and we'll make sure that it stays that way.
All right, and final question. This is the last of the Witcher series, or at least for Geralt's story, but will there be DLC that maybe includes him in it that goes to this title?
No comment.
No comment? All right, well, thank you so much for your time, Jonas. I really appreciate it.